Hi, how are you? Happy St. Patrick's Day. I thought I would take a little time out, and we've been cutting down trees and doing a lot of work. So now to enjoy and remember the Saint Patrick, who Christianized Ireland. So we're a homeschooling family, and one of the tasks that I gave my children is to read St. Patrick's Prayer, and to read it every year. It changes for me, because now with this economic turmoil, crisis, thriller, whatever you want to call it, the words of St. Patrick have different meaning. And one of the points that I was trying to make to my children today in our Bible lesson was that of predestination. And a big problem I see with Christians is that they always see the end result being either heaven or hell. But that's not what the Bible says the end result is. The end result is the regeneration of the entire creation. Renewal. The renewal of all things. And so even Christ coming in judgment is for the renewal of all things to glorify God. Well, when we know this is true, then it really puts predestination in a different light. Because as a homeschool mom, I could tell my small child 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. And my small child might say, "No, Mom, that can't be. 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 3. And I can say, "No, child, it's 15. And as that child grows older, they realize, oh, 5 is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So that 5 plus 5 plus 5 is indeed 15. And I use this to explain predestination. That God tells us, I have predestined all things for the regeneration of the entire creation. So you could say the variables would be trust, commandments, the fall, sin, the curse on nature, but the regeneration of nature. So that A plus B plus C equals the regeneration of the entire creation. And one of those variables is heaven, and one of those variables is hell. But it doesn't equal heaven or hell. It equals the regeneration of the entire creation. So there's no room for, let's say, an animal that attacks a human. You know, in God's law, it says for the regeneration of the entire creation, that animal has to be put down, because there's no room in the regeneration of the entire creation for animals to attack humans. Also for murderers, there's no room in the regeneration of the entire creation for murderers. And also there's no room for unjust weights and measures of money. So these all are variables that need to be renewed into what God calls justice, righteousness. So St. Patrick knew this, and he came to a land that was unjust, unrighteous, full of human sacrifice. Not too different from what we are experiencing today but just at a more pagan, brutal level, even though we can get pretty brutal today. And he wrote this prayer, and it talks about unjust laws. It talks about the renewal of nature, the creation. It talks about the generations of sanctification through patriarchs and matriarchs, and all through the grace of God and the strength of God. So I hope you have a very, very happy St. Patrick's Day. And I'll post up his prayer, and I hope that you will work for the glory of God in the predestination of the regeneration of the entire creation, and not worry about the me and I and where I am going, but where all things are headed to. God bless you all. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.